This is Sokolnice, as it was during the Battle of Austerlitz. And the building in front of me now is the manor house, an 18th century manor house. It's been very nicely restored, and certainly it wasn't in such condition on the 3rd of December 1805 after the battle. Now this marked a southern point, the right wing of the French defences, and this castle, as it's called in Czech, it's a manor house really, was captured by the Russian 7th Jaeger and Galician Musketeers. But it was retaken in a counterattack by the 2nd Battalion of the 26th Leger, but they themselves were forced out by the Russians, and it was recaptured once more by the French, by the 33rd Ligne infantry. Now the Russians continued to attack, but it held off, and to my way of thinking, and Napoleonists, people know about the wars, may completely disagree with my opinion on this, but I get the impression that this is something like the role played by the farmhouses in the Battle of Waterloo 9.5 years later. It was a strong point which had a rather important position, anchoring in a way the southern part of the French plan. And had it fallen, had the Russians and Austrians broken through here, could they have rolled up the French line? Well, slightly further to the extreme right of the French position is obviously Telnitz. That held out, but the town changed hands again several times. But the town of Sokolnice, which is in that direction, changed hands various times during the battle, and it would have been much smaller then than it is today. One thing I think I need to point out is that I don't actually speak Czech, although if they're younger people it's easier to make yourself understood, so I'll speak to them using mainly Polish, but also Russian if necessary, and like that there's not really all that much difficulty in understanding. A short while ago I tried talking to an older lady up here, and unfortunately there was nothing. We couldn't make ourselves, I could understand her, but she couldn't understand me at all, although of course she may have also had a problem with being a bit deaf. So this is the country house at Sokolnice, and it really is quite magnificent in my opinion. Palace is a good way to describe it, what with the gardens outside. We've also got these support buildings down here as well. Okay, maybe they could do with a little bit of repair. Today, this is a retirement home, but it does have this to remind us of the battle, and they also written in English, to all the victims of the Battle of Three Emperors, which is the words used to describe the Battle of Austerlitz in Czech. This building was a granary, and it was the scene of fighting during the battle, and after the battle it's where the French kept around 400 Russian prisoners in here until alternative accommodation could be found for them. But itself, I mean, to think that this building is now well over 200 years old, close to 250 probably, and imagine the storage capacity of that, and it's great to see that it's now being restored and saved. I'll also mention this building here, which has this sign up which says that in 1899 the first committee to build the monument which stands at the top of the Pratzen Heights was actually held here, and so that led to the monument being built a few years later. And from here we have this view of the Pratzen Heights. This is the road between Sokolnice and Kobielnice, which is down there. And this wall runs along a very large part of it. I suspect that this is the wall that marks off the property that belongs to the country house. And here, this was called the pheasantry, probably because either pheasants were kept here or they lived here. Kept here in cages or lived here, and they were there to be shot or whatever by people like shooting pheasants. Indeed, as I have been filming, I have heard pheasants around, and this may yet come out in the finished video. Now, we have the Pratzen Heights up there. And in the morning of the 2nd of December, Przybyszewski's cavalry came charging down here to the French positions. And here we have 3 crosses which marks the location of French artillery and the area which was held by 2 French infantry units. And possibly on all 3, but on the one at the end, I'm not going to walk in there as I've got short trousers and sandals on the stinging nettles, but we can see here the date, 2nd of December 1805, the day of the battle. So, was this repaired then? I think not. I think that was done quite recently. But was it the position? Possibly. I don't know. But at least it's here for us to see today. And from here, I think we do get a very good idea of what was going on during the battle. I hope you can hear me with this wind. I'm now going to cycle up there.